is basically
That's not a bad thing. That just means that you've got your space and Jen has her space.
right. 9 times out of 10, we're in the same damn space. So I don't know.
Too funny. Let's see here. We're just gonna give it a few more minutes while Jeremy adds some more people in here. Okay. All right. He's going to add some more people in as we go, but we got to get it started because we all have somewhere to be today. So, I just wanted to give you guys just a quick update like we do every Tuesday. Today, pretty excited because of the fact that we've got Minnesota Home Guys. We're going to do just a brief call this morning, and then they're hosting an open house for us at one of their properties today from 11 to 1. So I know a lot of you are saying you're driving to it. We're super excited that you guys are going to be part of it. Take a look at it. I know we had these guys on about a month ago, but I really, really wanted to get James on here because he is one of the founders of the company, and I wanted you guys to hear from him and just really get the backstory of the Minnesota Home Guys and how they can help us at Energy because they're another tool in our toolkit. So without further ado, James Coldey, you take it over.
Wow. Thank you. So thanks for having me, Jill. Today, basically what I want it to be some questions from you guys as realtors. What myths do you have about a cash buying company? What do you think? And let me put you back exactly what we do. So if anybody wants to quickly ask a question, like, hey, what's the myths? And then I'll tell you exactly how we're helping out people. Anybody got a question? Who doesn't know who we are and what we do? So I'll give you a quick rundown. We are a cash buyer. You guys, we don't lowball people to I'm gonna even say it. Screw them. We actually make an offer that it fits into our budget so we can make a profit at the end. But I will tell you, the one thing that we really push and whether we strive on is helping that client out. You guys, everybody who comes to us gets 2 to 3 offers every single time. They're getting a cash offer, and they're also getting to how they can list this for more money on the MLS. We will tell everybody that all day long. So I just wanted to make sure that we got some myths that are out there that people are assuming, we're lowballing these people. A lot of times, sometimes we actually do the flips. Sometimes we actually wholesale it to another company who's going to do the flip. So today we decided to show you guys what it's like when we do a flip. So the house that you guys are going to, if you're going to St. Louis Park, we're going to have pictures of the before, and we're going to have pictures. Obviously, you're going to be able to see the after, and kind of seeing what we're doing. So we do a lot of things at Home Guys. We're helping the neighborhoods out, bringing them back. We're helping the homeowners out because we're getting them out of their situation. You guys, everybody who comes to us typically is in some kind of situation that they need to get out of, and they need to get out of it fast. So I kind of was a little broad there, but I kind of want to, again, I want to leave it open for some questions. If you guys have any questions, Jill, if you want me to push on anything else, I can also do that. And then I also want to talk, my guy, Paul, just jumped on, and Paul, what he does is he's a dispositions guy. So when we get properties out there, Paul's the one that's pushing it back out the door. So you could say he's our MLS. So Paul's going to explain a little bit really quick. Paul can get long-winded like myself, and just call him what it is, Paul.
Yeah, it's true.
So yeah, go ahead and explain what you do, Paul.
Yeah. So good morning, everyone. I think I got a chance to talk to some of you a couple of weeks ago. So glad to be back on here again. So yeah, basically anything that Minnesota Home Guys decides, we're not going to actually take down and rehab ourselves, comes over to me, and I put it out via an email blast a couple times a week. And, similar to what you guys do, I'm an agent with NRG as well. I'll do, private showings, open houses, all those things. And then really what we're looking to do is, find someone to take on the project. And, we've got all the same things. We'll some transaction help, all those sorts of things. But, the main thing I wanted to share with you guys is, one is we do have an email blast that goes out, 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Most of the time, Mondays and Fridays have, the new properties in them. Wednesdays is usually a little bit more of an update, but sometimes there can be some new things in there. We have a lot of real estate agents that work with us, bring their clients. If it is a property that we've purchased, the transaction is a little bit more traditional. If it's a straight wholesale deal, it's usually, doing an assignment of our PA. But guys, we're really easy to work with. And, like I said, we do a lot of business with real estate agents who have clients with real estate agents that are buying the properties, for their own portfolios, or they want to rehab, they want rentals. So, if
Hey,
you're
Paul,
not...
I want to give them a quick scenario of what a realtor, what you guys see, and then when you hand it off to us. So your typical agent that's been around for about 5 years, they don't go after the hoarder guys. Because they know that they know they're never going to help them out. They're never going to be able to clean. You guys, they got that way for a reason. So what they do is people refer that over to us, and now we can take care of it. And then I think this is probably the biggest question that comes up. James, what percentage do I get? It's all negotiable, guys. Just talk to us. We'll walk you through it. Typically it's 2. I mean, it could be 3%. I mean, true. Let's just talk about it. Of course, you guys need to get paid at the end of the day. And what I'm getting at is your agent, your seasoned agent is going to come to us because they want to get paid too. And instead of trying to wait 6 to 9 months out, thinking that they're going to help these people from 6 to 9 months out, you're never going to help them. I mean, you can talk to seasoned people that are out there that you'll never get a hoarder home and move fast, because it just does. You might, but you guys get what I'm saying. So you guys refer that over to us. You'll get paid. We can literally have you closed. If you've seen our commercials, we're now on radio, we're on TV, and we do billboards. We can close as little as 3 days. Guys, does that happen? It just happened last week. But doesn't happen all the time. It's more of close on your time. We never push anybody, guys. We never force them in on a cash offer. Again, we leave it up to the client at the end of the day to choose option 1, 2, or 3. So nothing's ever pushed on them whatsoever. Jill, did I hit everything that you wanted to?
Yeah, I just want to maybe hit on the fact that Paul's email list goes out, and how I'm looking at this from an agent's perspective is I'm always looking at the properties that are on you guys' list, and I'm going, okay, do I have a client that would be interested? And how I'm looking at this is these are off-market properties. So again, I kind of look at it as like a pocket listing in a way. But what's the next step that I should do if I see a property that fits in like my clients or myself? Because, investing in real estate is something we should all be doing. What do I do next?
Well, you reach out to our team. I'm thinking it's a good question, because I can't take phone calls. I'm doing other things. Who should I always want to take on other things, but what's that, Paul?
I said most of the time it's you're 99% of the time you're going to see it come from me.
But Paul, they want to know who they should go to right out of the gates. I'm thinking it's going to need to be Shelly or just a salesperson, so they can at least get things rolling, and then it would go up the ladder to look at it and do whatever else we need to do.
Oh, I see. So Jill, if you've got a property you want us to look at, like you got a client that you're looking at it, needs a ton of work, those sorts of things. Yeah, that would go through our acquisition side. That would be Shelly White. if you're looking at the off-market properties we have available, that would come to my side of the business. So that would come through. So we really have two kind of major functions, funnels. It's acquisitions and dispositions. So Shelly White would be the person on the acquisition side. She'll set up those things in terms of if we're going to look at acquiring a property or doing something off market with it. If we do have the contract or have bought it and we're looking to move the property, that comes through my side. So I hope that answers, Jill. Like the majority of the time, I can tell you guys just one thing I was going to say. The two questions I get the most from real estate agents on the off-market side, one is surrounding the commission structure, and James kind of talked about that. Guys, I've seen it. We've done multiple different ways. Sometimes it's built in, comes out of our end, things like that. I've seen a lot of agents that just have an agreement with their buyers. They're constantly looking at off-market lists. They're constantly doing that. And it's like, especially if your client's doing a bunch of transactions a year on the investment side, they just have an agreement that they're going to get paid X amount of dollars for every off-market deal they do with that client.
The bottom line, it's all negotiable, right, Paul?
It's all negotiable. The second question I get a lot is on financing. I will tell you guys, conventional financing in the off-market world can be tough. We have found very few traditional lenders that I don't want to say understand the off-market world. That's kind of what I'm saying. It's tough to get some of those deals through underwriting. So, I mean, what I always tell everybody is, if the lender and the bank can underwrite it, yeah, I mean, we'll look at any sort of financing. We've seen it's been
I think it's tough because of the repairs. I think it's more for the repair side of everything. We do run across a lot of homes. You guys, believe it or not, we get people who will come to us, and this is a case study about 3-4 years ago, and it was in Hastings, and they go, see these 2 suitcases. That's all I'm filling up, and I'm headed to Spain. And otherwise the rest is yours. Right. So anybody have any questions out there? Bueller.
So I have a question. So I'm kind of wondering.
Yep.
With the off-market properties, like, how would you find out about those? I've been trying to figure this out.
We advertise a lot. We're advertising.
Okay.
We spend a lot of money to get those deals. That's where they come from.
And do you work in southern Minnesota as well?
We work everywhere. Do we get deals down there? Yes. Where are you at? What area?
Like Rochester and below.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do get deals down there. I don't know if we've done many in Rochester, but does Rochester get all the local channels?
Yes.
They do. Okay. So then we're going to definitely be down there. So we're pretty heavy on TV. We just started radio, and that's how most of the guys are getting those deals is off market.
Okay.
There's lists you can pull too for like foreclosures and stuff.
Okay.
That are out there also.
Yeah, because I've been trying to figure out how to like find out about these properties, and I'm racking my brain and getting nowhere.
It's a secret. It's a secret sauce, right? I mean, it
seems like it.
It took us a while to get there. We've been in business for 8 years. One of the first things that we did right out of the gates was do TV, and TV's helped us out tremendously on getting these off-market deals.
Okay. Thank you.
You bet.
Maybe you guys covered this the last time you were on. I missed that meeting. How did you get started, and kind of what were the tougher things to get moving? If you answered this last time, I can just go back.
Well, it was probably just Tony and there's another guy, but I'm actually one of the owners and one of the founders, and so I could give you the quick skinny. The quick skinny was I was a firefighter and I worked 10 days a month. I now have all these other days that I need to do something while my family goes to school and while they go to work. My neighbor was walking around and I just kind of befriended him. He's now my best friend. We started this. We went, I'm going to be honest, we went down to the local bar and we put together a business plan. We said we were going to do 30 houses in 1 year. You guys, we had 30 houses under contract within 3 months, and we went, oh shit, I gotta quit because I gotta keep moving forward with this. You guys, I gave up everything. It's about having faith in yourself. We burned the boats. We didn't look back, and that's where we're at. We're 8 years later, where we have what 17, 18 employees, and now we're starting to license our brand. So we're now down in Knoxville, Tennessee. One of my visions was to kind of franchise, but it's licensing. And these guys saw me on a podcast. He's like, "Hey, I'm a firefighter too. Can I talk?" I started talking to him, and I was like, "Hey, this is my vision." That's why we came up with the name Home Guys. Home Guys is Minnesota Home Guys, Wisconsin Home Guys, Houston Home Guys. You following me now? So Knoxville Home Guys. You can automatically throw that in there, and that's my next move. So that's why I say don't call me, because I'm working on something completely different. I'm working on a national brand. That's why I want to make sure we call Shelly. She was going to be on here. She had a sick kid today, so all is good. But yeah, it's that's the vision of where we're going, and that's what I'm actually working on now. Does that help, Jeff?
Yeah, it's cool to hear the backstory and see.
You want to buy me a beer? I'll get in more depth.
I'll buy you a beer. Where you
So
want to
my
meet?
other
I'm
Jeff.
free in 45 minutes.
My
Somebody
next
else has
question is,
something?
how do you get funding to do this? Like when you
Um,
started up, how did you get the funding?
Oh, it's hard money. A lot of it is you got to, make sure you put your firstborn up for collateral. So, that works too. It's not as hard as you think. What stinks is you're paying anywhere from 12 to 14% in interest rates on the hard money. If people don't know what hard money is Bob down the street that has extra, $200,000-300,000 in his wallet, and he, instead of putting it in the bank for, 2-3%, he's like, "Hey, I bet I can loan it out to James, who wants to flip a house and get 12% on it." Like, okay, and then he's in first position, so he's always protected, right? So that's what typically what hard money.
Hi guys, I'm James's wife, Jen.
Hi, Jen.
I kind of work behind. Hi. I kind of work behind the scenes, and so there are companies out there. There's an investment community that helps people with funding, with different resources. So there are a few banks or a few lenders that focus specifically on investors. They'll provide rehab funds. They'll help with, again, specifically for the investment community. That's
What we probably need to do.
Otherwise,
we probably need to do a class or something, Jen.
Yep.
And maybe have people
Absolutely.
over, just kind of explaining a little bit. Maybe we just have like general information. If anybody else would be interested, where we can do something at our office where we come in and we'll just do kind of more of a question. Hell, we can even do that today too when we're at the house in St. Louis Park, because guys, that's what it's all about. We want you guys to start feeling comfortable with us, being able to use us, or an avenue, partnering up with you, JVing with you on a deal. There's so many little things that we all can do to help each other out here.
Yeah, and again, this is its own little beast on the investment side. So there are a lot of resources out there for people that are interested in getting involved and starting to do this. So yeah, just reach out. I am driving as well. So
You guys, we're in the book.
Jill or James, and if you want to get in touch, and we can, I'm happy to have some of those conversations, because like I said, I work behind the scenes. I mean, there are insurance companies that are specifically investor friendly. There are a lot of resources for people doing this. So happy to help.
If you guys want to see something interesting, Chanda, one of the things I came across as I was starting to do this, I'm looking at these deals and everything, and I mean, I'm mainly dealing with the investment community and investors that are going to rehab or do this sort of things. There's a company called Pine Financial, very large hard money lender. they have a tool. It's basically I'm sure you guys have seen when you go on the internet, you can plug in and get, 30-year mortgage, and you plug and play a little bit and you can see what your monthly payment would be. Pine Financial has a calculator that, it's kind of like what I've seen of the calculator. It's basically, it's not a fantastic hard money loan, but it gives you an idea. And that was eye-opening for me to see, you plug in, okay, here's what I think the ARV is, here's what I think I need to put in for repairs. And it will actually spit out and tell you, here's what you're going to owe, here's kind of what the interest is going to look like. And at the end, it'll show you what, your walk away money is after putting all that money in. That was an eye-opening for me, but it also, I think for you guys, it would give you an idea on some of these investor clients that are using hard money, exactly what they're looking at, and helps with offers and all that. I try to use it when I'm, looking at these off-market deals and, underwriting them, and, what I think they could sell for and stuff. So, that's just a tool I wanted to throw out there to you guys. There's a couple different ones. Pine Financial just does a lot of hard money lending in Minnesota, so I use theirs.
Can we get this information put in the Agent Connect so that way we have access to it since we're all driving?
Yeah, we can,
Yeah.
we'll figure something out. Yeah.
We'll make sure we get it put in there, and I will talk to these guys about hosting a class and just really getting into that investment side to it, because it is a totally different animal, and you have to you got to play things smart. So making sure that there is money there to be able to do these properties and do different things, and they've tapped into that. So we definitely, again, a resource. James, can you maybe talk about oh, go ahead, Marge, you go ahead.
Yeah, I want to make a question because I got an appointment at 9:30. I just didn't know, how you line up with We Buy Ugly Houses as far as, your bids versus that. Do you have any idea on how
we win over
do?
them most of the time? I would say 95% of the time. So
that you pay more,
yeah.
Because I did a hoarder house that we closed 200,000 over, they gave it a bid of 117 and we spent 6 months and sold it for 312. So,
Right.
and not a lot of money in. It was an old house that needed some love and a lot of removal. But I'm just wondering, because it was so low. I mean, I was like floored how low their bid was, but I just didn't know. And then, are you hiring for not for workers, or do you have like tons of, you have a great team already, or because you do so many houses? I have somebody in mind.
Really all depends. Have them reach out. That's the only thing. I don't ever want to turn anybody, because you don't know if somebody's always comes in and has a different vision or an idea. I'm always willing to talk to anybody.
Okay. Not for me.
Marge, sorry. just to follow up on that. It is just numbers. It's, we go in, we do our own underwriting. We do, when we do a walkthrough of the property, it really is just a formula. And again, everything's negotiable. So we're there to help the client and the seller.
Okay.
But it is going to be significantly less than the traditional.
It is. She's 100% right. But you have to look at the situation too. Some people are not going for the money. You guys,
they need to get out of it. Yeah.
I want you to understand this. I would say of all of our clients, 95% of our clients that we close on chose us not because of the dollar. They chose us because they knew that we were going to do what we were going to say we were going to do, and their problem goes away. That's why they use us.
That's why we didn't have to transfer it because it was someone we knew, or was in a state of someone we knew. So we didn't have any of the transfer costs at the beginning. It was all, we didn't have to pay for a property. We paid for the fix up and spent the time. So
you get a lot of people that don't move, and they don't even understand how the moving process works. I mean, you guys get that already with just, traditional sales side of it. Now they're like, crap, mom and dad died. What the hell do we do with their house? We have all those answers for them, and we can hold their hand and walk them through their whole process.
Yeah, and for
Sure.
example, the one that James said closed in 3 days, we, lady called us last Wednesday and she inherited the house, had gone through probate, done all that. But it was a reverse mortgage and they were gonna foreclose, and the sheriff's sale was actually this morning at 8 AM. She goes, I have to get rid of this house. So we were able to get it done. We've got the lenders in place. We've got the team in place. So that was an extreme situation. We 3
But it
days
happens.
is a little tight,
Right,
but
right.
it happens. They call us, and that is the majority of our client base, or the sellers that call us. They're like, I have to get out of here
Need it
for
now.
whatever reason.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Joe, you have something else?
Want to touch on a little bit of you guys' team and like how that process works, because a majority of what you guys are doing are people calling in, and then who kind of takes the helm from there, James?
Okay, so people call in, they talk to one of two people, Tanner or Kaylee. They set the appointment for one of our 5 or 6. How many sales acquisitions people do we have? 6 or 7.
Yeah.
You guys, everybody in our company too is licensed or is going through the licensing program right now. I think we have 2 people that are they're in the process of finishing up their license right now. And that's done by design also, is we want to make sure everybody has that integrity. So they're answering the phones. Then they're setting up the appointment. They're kind of giving everybody a quick little rundown. Your project specialist, property specialist, then comes out to your house and does a walkthrough. Sits down, explains to the seller what our whole process is and how fast or how slow, or it's on their time. And then basically, you guys, here's one thing that we do that I know some people don't do, is we don't give an offer right away. And that's done by design. We want to make sure people feel comfortable. And so we go back to the office and then we set up again, anywhere from 2 to 3 offers that we're going to send them. And one of them is always a cash. One of them's always on the MLS offer. This is what I would list the house as is right now. And then the third one is kind of think outside the box a little bit. Maybe their situation is different at this point. We're getting a lot of people who bought a house 2 years ago because they felt like they were forced to, and they have buyer's remorse, or now they're having to move down to Atlanta or something. Now there's other ways of getting rid of your property. I won't go into them now, but there's other avenues that we can solve their problem and get them on their way to Atlanta. So we're always thinking outside the box. We've been so creative on helping people out. You guys, it's no mistake that if you go to our Google reviews, we're like 4.8, 4.9 Google reviews. That's done. We are branded heavily. We want to make sure we're helping people at the end of the day. We don't want to piss people off. That is not our goal whatsoever.
So to take it from that step, once we've kind of got the machine behind us too. Once they decide the direction they want to go, we have a title team. We work closely with Guardian Title. I don't know if any of you are familiar with them, and they are phenomenal. And we have a transaction team in the office that once the seller decides, it gets pushed to our transaction team, and then they will work with the agent and the seller to get everything I's dotted, T's crossed behind the scenes and get them through closing. So everybody's got their role. Everybody's got their kind of specialty in the process. And it works really smoothly. We communicate really well. We've got the systems in place behind the scenes. So hopefully it seems pretty well, as the commercial says, stress-free and seamless for the seller.
That's a good way to put it. And then I just want to go back to James, when you started this company, what was your beginning goal with all of this?
For me, truthfully, it was time on my side. That guys, real estate is so awesome. real estate has, you know, as you guys all know, it's flexible, and that's one of the reasons I got into it. Is I realized that I was very flexible. You guys, I was a firefighter for 17 years. I've been overseas. I've been to Iraq, Afghanistan, all of the above. I think I have it in my blood that I like to help people. And then I started realizing I'm helping a lot of people having this company that Jaden and I, you know, we founded. We've helped over 1,000 people already. And that's pretty awesome. It's a pretty awesome feel. You guys, I'm a hugger. So I don't know, you know, a lot of times when you go out and you buy a house and, you know, and then all of a sudden you're giving your client a hug and, you know, it's pretty awesome. I even have relationships with people that we bought their house for. I got a lady who, our very first year, I'm still in contact with her, and I absolutely, you know, God set us up for a reason. I don't know why, but this lady that, you know, we just celebrated our birthdays together last weekend. So again, it brings so much, it actually brings a lot of joy to me, helping people out. And then I always like to say, I used to put fires out for 17 years. Now I'm just putting out different kind of fires. The ones are a little bit less dangerous. Let's put it that way. But still need a lot of attention. Right?
Very true. Lots of fires.
Yeah.
We are gonna wrap this up because I know we are all gonna be heading to open house and we have to travel there. Is there any other questions right now for anybody who can't make it to the open house today, that you have for the Minnesota Home Guys? I did see in the chat and I did respond. How do I get onto the email list? Everybody who's on this, I will make sure that Paul gets your email and adds you to that email list today.
I have two questions.
Hey, Jill, on that, one second. Jill, make sure that everybody checks their spam when at the end of the day, because you will see it in there. So
just promotions.
Yeah,
promotions are spam.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I would like the address of this St. Louis Park house. We're new to NRG, so we're just jumping on and don't know what the, you know.
Awesome, welcome. St. Louis Park,
it's
Jill.
2720. So for anybody else that's driving or out there, it's 2720 Utica, UTICA, and that is
St. Louis Park. Okay.
I know he's got signs and he's been setting up this morning. So
yeah, we're excited,
for some reason,
guys.
my GPS keeps putting it as Minneapolis instead of St. Louis Park.
It'll say that. It's the right place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's
it'll do that. Yeah. If it's the same thing, they'll do that in Bloomington too.
I was kind of worried about that. I'm like,
enough.
Yeah, it's because it's all really.
I have one other question. Do you work Duluth area?
We have. I got a couple people up there that I can set you up with. You guys, we work everywhere. We do a lot of virtual too. We will do, and it's just Minnesota. So Duluth, we don't get as much stuff because Duluth has its own TV, and so they're pretty much broadcasting up there to the Duluth Superior area. I figured that out. So that's part of one of the reasons we probably don't get as much up there. Maybe it's something we need to look into.
Thank you.
Good questions. Thank you.
What were the hours of the open house?
11 to 1. Yeah, you guys can I'll make sure my phone number gets on there. You guys are more than welcome to, set up a time to quickly talk with me, talk with Paul. You guys, I'm an open book. I mean, I get energized when I'm on here. And I love to get people that are passionate about this business. And I love anybody who's passionate about anything, especially this business. And I'm totally willing to help you, move to that next step if you're looking for that. Awesome. Well, I appreciate it, guys, everybody. Joe, you got anything else, or we'll see you in a little bit?
No, that is it. If you can make it to the open house today, again, 11 to 1, I'm going to be there. James is going to be there. Paul is going to be there. So make sure you pop in, take a look. I mean, I did post some before and after pictures on the Energy Connect, which is huge transformation. So it's exciting to see that. But again, Minnesota Home Guys is a tool in our toolbox that we can use. And we are so lucky to have them at our brokerage. So start utilizing them and start seeing what you can do for your clients, not just, listing it on the MLS. Give them some options, because that's what other real estate agents are doing, is they're giving them options. They're thinking creatively and looking outside that box. So, all right, I will make sure
Perfect.
that everybody has the contact information for James and Paul. Otherwise, we will see you guys later at the open house today. And if not, we will see you next Tuesday on the huddle. So
Thanks,
have
everybody.
an amazing day. Go do something great.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks,
Thanks
Jill.
for your time. Thanks for the info.
You bet.
Thanks, everyone.